Chapter 1151 Take care a little. Most probably, Xiaonan would be able to revert to her pre-pregnancy figure without much effort after giving birth. The auntie knew that young ladies nowadays like to look pretty and wanted to slim down. As such, the auntie had done some research before she prepared the nourishment food for Xiaonan. Xiaonan's tummy was almost 6 months old. She was easily tired and sleepy, and other pregnancy symptoms also followed. It was most probably because she was carrying twins. Usually, other pregnant women would display symptoms of swollen legs after being pregnant for 6 months, especially from the 8th month onward. There were still a few days left before Xiaonan's tummy turned 6 months old, but her legs had already begun to swell. Fortunately, it was not too swollen. Otherwise, Xiaonan would not be able to wear her shoes. "Mom, Nan seems to be falling asleep more easily." After helping Xiaonan upstairs and lay on the bed, Zihua asked worriedly when she came downstairs. "Is this really okay?" "Of course it is fine. The more she sleeps, the faster the fetuses in her womb grow." Miaojing was happily smiling. However, Nan is still very young. She's pregnant with 2 children at the same time. It's really tough on her. Unfortunately, when Nan was painstakingly carrying the children, her son, the initiator, was not by Nan's side to take care of her. This was an extremely sad issue for a military wife. The men of the Zai family were always like that. They did not let down their country and the citizens. However, they always let their family, especially their wives, down. Nan's temper is good. She has never behaved like a spoiled child. It's so tough, but she has never derided Zai Sheng before. It's Zai Sheng's good fortune to have married Nan. Even when she was younger, she could not be as big-hearted as Nan. When she was just pregnant with Hua, she suffered from severe morning sickness, yet Zai Yaowai was not by her side. She had cried a few times because of this. Zihua smiled too. Yes, Nan is different from the typical young ladies. Ladies who do not have a temperament like that of Nan really can't be part of our Zai family. Looking at Zihua, who was feeling happy for Zai Sheng and Xiaonan, Miaojing's mood changed and she glared at Zihua unhappily. That glare made Zihua feel baffled. "Mom, what's wrong with you? Who has annoyed you? Weren't they chatting happily earlier?" If other people had provoked her mother, the latter should vent her frustration on others. She was so aggrieved. Miaojing snorted twice. "Besides you, who else?" "Me." Zihua pointed at her own nose in disbelief. "When did I anger you?" Even though she was her biological mother, she could not malign her either. "I wish to be a maternal grandmother. I also wish to pamper you and treat you like a queen. When are you going to give me the chance to treat you like my ancestor?" Miaojing slanted her eyes and looked at Zihua. Xiaonan's treatment at the Zai family had been improving in a rectilinear way. Although Zihua treated Xiaonan better than she did everyone else, she would occasionally sound sour in front of Miaojing on purpose. Miaojing remembered all those words. After the phone call with Tiandong's mother today, Miaojing might as well dig up past scores and demand an explanation from her daughter. "Dongzi and you have been dawdling for half a year. What do you mean by this? If it's not possible between Dongzi and you, we can forget about the past 6 months. We should not waste another 6 months. Mom will arrange blind dates for you. If the two of you have feelings for each other, quickly express yourself clearly. Both of you are not young anymore. I don't understand why you are always dawdling." When Miaojing started to berate Zihua, her tone was full of disdain. Zihua's face swelled and red after her mother gave her a scolding. "Mom, will anyone talk to their own daughter in this way? Isn't it quite good for me to maintain the status quo with Dongzi? I am not young anymore, but I have to observe him too. Nan has said that I cannot be anxious when it comes to marriage. Spending more time to observe is always better. It's better to make a late decision than to divorce quickly next time." There was also another issue. All this while, Tiandong had never made himself clear. Zihua had her own pride and dignity. If Tiandong were to reveal some feelings, Zihua would not dawdle so much either. There was no hurry in getting married, but they could date first. Since Tiandong did not say anything, Zihua might as well play dumb. If the day came whereby they could not continue acting foolish, Zihua had the same thought as Miao Jing. If Tiandong was gone, they could find another man. Anyway, Xiaonan had 2 children in her womb now. At most, she could treat her niece and nephew as daughter and son respectively, no? At this moment, men only had one use to Zihua, which was to have a child. Zihua had put away Weita's matter in her heart. However, some repercussions were arising from the matter. Zihua lost the kind of trust that she previously had for men. Now, Tiandong was quite good to her. He even fawned on her family for her sake. However, who could guarantee that Tiandong would remain like that forever? When a man changed, it was faster than flipping a book. Anyway, Zihua knew in her heart that she was no longer willing to focus all her feelings on a man. Only her family would not betray or give up on her. After having such thoughts, both Zihua and Tiandong got along very naturally. Tiandong did not speak about it. Zihua was neither anxious nor angry. She really went along with Tiandong in the game. Since it was hard to tell the eventual outcome, they would let nature take its course. Looking at Zihua, who did not seem to be bothered, Miao Jing did not have a way. Anyway, no matter what she said, her daughter would not listen. She was very sick of saying the same things repeatedly. Xiaonan, who was pregnant, was also quite curious about Tiandong and Zihua's relationship. She wanted to ask how much longer these two wished to dawdle. However, Xiaonan received a phone call before she could ask Zihua. "Hello, Dad." "Yes, it's me. Is there any matter?" "Oh, my child and I are doing quite well." Xiao Dongliang, who was at the other end of the phone, sounded a little hesitant. "Nan Nan." At the sound of Xiao Dongliang's tone, Xiao Nan pursed her lips. After acquiescing once, she refused to speak further or ask Xiao Dongliang what he wanted to tell her. Xiao Dongliang could not bring himself to say it, but Ding Ji, who was standing behind him and stretching her neck, tugged at Xiao Dongliang's clothes to urge him to continue. Wouldn't a phone call to the capital cost money? Furthermore, this was a trans-provincial call. Xiao Dongliang's brows stiffened as he pushed Ding Ji away from him. "Isn't this the summer vacation period? Your sister wishes to go to the capital for a holiday. Your sister is not familiar with the people and places in the capital. Can you take care of her a little?" "What do you mean by there is only Zijin? Our family of 3 is going." Ding Ji was not pleased. She raised her voice, hoping Xiaonan could hear her words directly. Her daughter was considered to have married over to the capital. By right, as the in-laws, they should not even need to make this call. The Zai family did not even know such courtesy? Shouldn't they extend an invitation? Chapter 1152 Apply leave to come here for a holiday. Not to mention the Zai family, that wretched girl should have some self-awareness to invite them on her own initiative long ago. "Xiaonan, your dad and I have not been to the capital, so our family of 3 wishes to go there together to have fun. You will welcome us, won't you? Also, remember to purchase the flight tickets for us. I heard that it's faster to take the plane there and the duration of travel is 3 to 4 hours. It will take a long time if we take the train. My waist has not been good recently. I won't be able to endure such a long train ride." The younger daughter had been married to the capital and the family wanted to go to the capital for a holiday. Certainly, the younger daughter had to take care of their food, accommodation, and entertainment. She should also conveniently take care of their transport costs. Anyway, she was not the one forking out the money. She was aware that taking the plane was fast and enjoyable. As expected, Ding Jiyi asked for the sky and requested Xiao Nan to pay for the airfare. She had to pay for all three of them. Ding Jiyi had the shame to make the request, but Xiao Nan would not listen to any of it. Dad, you know my situation too. I'm almost 6 months pregnant. As my tummy is bigger, my mother-in-law won't even allow me to walk about. She's afraid that my tummy will bump into something. If I did not insist, my mother-in-law would rather that I stop school for 1 year and stay at home to rest until I give birth. Dad, given my situation, do you think I can still take care of Xiao Zijin? Take care? They could forget about asking her to take any care of Xiao Zijin in this lifetime. Dad, I know. This is the first time that your daughter is married. You don't have any prior experience. That's fine. I will analyze the situation for you. In normal circumstances, when the daughter is pregnant, the biological mother will definitely come over and take care of her. Let's not talk about other times. During the confinement period, most of the time, it is better for the biological mother rather than the mother-in-law to take care of the daughter. However, given my mom's character, I would rather that she doesn't come and take care of me. Even the auntie at home will take better care of me. Dad, I'm already 6 months pregnant. I can't even see my toes when I look down at my feet. Given my situation, I don't expect all of you to take care of me. You can't do the reverse and expect me to take care of Xiao Zijin. Does this make sense? Xiao Nan felt very disheartened. True enough. Once her father returned to the small courtyard of the Xiao family and lived together with Ding Jiyi and Xiao Zijin, he had reverted to his old self. He was muddle-headed and brainless now. He did not even have the basic ability to analyze the situation. He would agree to whatever Ding Jiyi and Xiao Zijin said. Her father was thinking that since she was already married, he would not be of any hindrance to her even if he were to listen fully to Ding Jiyi and Xiao Zijin. That was why her father simply adopted a laissez-faire attitude. If the trio continued to stay in Pingcheng, Xiao Nan did not care who they listened to. However, she was already married, yet the trio had to come and create trouble for her. This made Xiao Nan feel very helpless. She could not accept this. The maternal family was coming over to let a pregnant lady take care of them. If you were to ask the world, no one would do such a thing. Ding Jiyi was very unhappy when she heard this. If we ask you to take care of us, you have to. Zijin is your biological sister. Even if we don't tell you, you should also take good care of Zijin. Why are you talking so much nonsense? Even if you are pampered and precious, you made it sound as if I have never been pregnant or have never given birth to children. Fine. If it is really not convenient for you, simply pay for someone to take care of your sister. Won't that do? Moreover, it's not just your sister who is going. Your dad and I are going too. Ding Jiyi, who had snatched over the phone, scolded into it. She sounded so bold and righteous. Stop messing around. Xiao Dongliang's face turned stiff. Have you forgotten what you have promised me? If you do that again, don't blame me for being unruly. The capital? If you have the capability, you can go on your own. If not, don't give me such crap. One Zijin was enough to give Nan Nan trouble. Old Ding had truly gone crazy to want all the three of them to go there. Xiao Dongliang placed the phone by his ear and said, Nan Nan, don't listen to your mom. The weather is too hot recently and your mom is suffering from heat stroke and thus spouted nonsense. She's not clear of and doesn't know what she is saying. It was already too much to have one person going. As the elder sister, Zijin had never taken care of Nan Nan. Now, the situation even had to be reversed such that Nan Nan had to take care of Zijin. They would become a laughingstock if words were to get out. Xiao Dongliang was most concerned about Xiao Nan's pregnancy. When he first heard that Xiao Zijin wished to holiday in the capital, Xiao Dongliang objected to it. Nan Nan disliked Zijin. Hence, she certainly did not wish to see Zijin. Wouldn't Zijin be creating trouble for Nan Nan if she were to go to the capital? Thereafter, Xiao Zijin was the one who analyzed the situation for him. She told him that a woman's temperament would change during pregnancy. Xiao Nan did not have any real next of kin in the capital. When she, the elder sister, went over, she would definitely console Xiao Nan properly lest Xiao Nan become too nervous. As such, Xiao Zijin told Xiao Dongliang that she was going to the capital not only for a holiday but also to take care of the pregnant Xiao Nan. Xiao Dongliang wanted to tell Xiao Nan that Xiao Zijin was new to the capital. Hence, he hoped that Xiao Nan could spend a little effort on Xiao Zijin. If it was not convenient for Xiao Nan to do so personally, she could find someone to be a guide for Xiao Zijin. Since Xiao Zijin could not stay at the house of the Zai family, Xiao Zijin's safety would only be ensured if Xiao Nan could hire someone to make sure that Xiao Zijin returned to her hotel or place of accommodation every day. Who would have known that once Ding Jiyi spoke, everything had changed? It completely deviated from the original discussion. Ding Jiyi certainly wanted to follow Xiao Zijin to the capital for a holiday. Perhaps she had already set her mind to let Xiao Nan pay for everything so that they could enjoy themselves madly for once. As long as she was not the one paying, she could spend more of Xiao Nan's money as more people were going. As such, if the family of three were to go on a trip together, Ding Jiyi would not feel any pinch about the loss of income or expenses during this period of absence in Pingcheng. She would do whatever she was happy with. "Dad, I remember that both you and Mom are working, no? Mom said that all three of you want to come to the capital for a holiday, but for how long? What about your jobs?" Xiao Nan's face was numb. When she heard the shrieking voice of Ding Jiyi, she already lost her ability to respond. Certainly, the idea of the family of three going on a trip together did not come from Ding Jiyi spontaneously. Most likely, the trio had long discussed it. When they spoke at the 11th hour, her father wanted face and changed his words. He said that Xiao Zijin was the only one coming and did not mention about him and Ding Jiyi. If it were others, the daughter would definitely invite her parents to come as well since Xiao Zijin was already coming. Ding Jiyi knew her better than her father regarding this. She would definitely not open her mouth to invite them. Hence, Ding Jiyi could only request it personally. "Zijin has 2 months of vacation. We're not in a hurry to come back. As for our salaries, it doesn't matter." Ding Jiyi was afraid that Xiao Dongliang would relent and wreck Xiao Zijin's and her great plans. When she heard Xiao Nan's words, she replied directly and straightforwardly. She did not care whether Xiao Nan was implying something else. This straightforwardness made people furious. Xiao Nan sneered continuously. "Dad, is the phone still with you?" Chapter 1153. Take it that I have never said this before. "I'm here." Upon hearing Xiao Nan's voice, Xiao Dongliang suddenly felt guilty conscious. Xiao Nan tugged the corners of her lips, her eyes looking cold. "So, do you mean that both you and Mom are not going to work and earn money in these 2 months? You're all coming to the capital for a holiday and to spend money? Does the family have a sum of money that can cover the costs of this holiday? It's not cheap to stay even for one night in the capital, not to mention the cost of other things. You're coming to stay in the hotel for 2 months and then going home after having fun in a carefree manner. Dad, did you buy the lottery and strike 3 million yuan? Xiao Dongliang almost could not answer. Don't listen to your mom. Zijin is the only one who is going. Your mom and I are not going. It's not as if you don't know our family's situation. How will we have so much money? I don't have the habit of buying the lottery either. It won't be my turn to strike it anyway. Your mom likes to talk nonsense. Don't take her words for real or to heart." Xiao Dongliang did not know how to answer the question. If he did not do it in this way. If he had a choice, Xiao Dongliang could not wait to hang up the phone immediately. All the neighbors in the quad had seen the shrewish behavior of Ding Jiyi. He was still a reasonable and civilized person. He would not be as thick-skinned and shameless as Ding Jiyi to do such embarrassing stuff. "What? Don't take my words to heart? She must take my word to heart. Ding Jiyi could not help flaring up and kicking up a fuss. As soon as Qiao Nan left Pingcheng, Qiao Dongliang moved back to the small courtyard of the Qiao family and lived together with Ding Jiyi. Despite that, two of them had not slept in the same room. They also did not do the most intimate thing between a couple. The problem was that Ding Jiyi's confidence came back after this period of 6 months. When he heard that Qiao Dongliang dared not speak to Qiao Nan according to her wish, she was so furious that she snatched over the phone. Qiao Nan, listen properly. Don't think that I can't control you anymore after you are married and went to the capital. Don't forget that your dad and I gave birth to you. You have to support us financially in this whole lifetime and obey our words. I will give you a bank account number. Quickly transfer 10,000 yuan to it. You have married into a good family. Your dad and I are already so old. Shouldn't you let us enjoy life? As a human, you need to have a conscience. If you really have so much conscience, Mom, why haven't I seen my maternal grandmother before? Your life in the past was not bad either. Why didn't I see you fetching my maternal grandmother over and be filial to her? Mom, you're also someone who has a mother. Why don't you set an example for me first and I will follow accordingly? Qiao Nan was both angry and amused by Ding Jiyi's words. Fortunately, Ding Jiyi had done things that were more absurd and cold-blooded. Since Ding Jiyi got married, she had severed interactions with her maternal family for more than 20 years. Her mother did not even send a single cent back to the Ding family, let alone transfer 10,000 yuan to the maternal family for her parents to go on a holiday. Mom, a crooked stick will have a crooked shadow. With you as the crooked stick, don't expect me, the shadow, to perform too well. This is not realistic. As a human, you should be more realistic. Qiao Nan's tone was neither hurried nor slow, yet she very firmly rejected all of Ding Jiyi's requests. Dad, regardless of whether you can hear me, I will be frank in my words. First, I am already 6 months pregnant and my tummy is extremely big. Besides the necessary pregnancy exercises, my mother-in-law is not willing to let me step out of the door. The air in the capital is not that good. Second, it is all of your business where you want to go on holiday and have fun. Whether one person or the whole family is setting out on this trip, you can decide it for yourself. I am just a poor student. All the money for my studies is given to me by my generous in-law family. I already need my in-law family's help to support me financially. I really don't have the shame to ask them to support my maternal family financially too. Who would take leave from work to go on a 2 months holiday? This was such a heroic move and they still needed to take money from her pocket? It was ludicrous. However, no matter what, regardless of what the Qiao family said, she would not agree. This was her attitude and it would not change. You. As soon as Qiao Nan disagreed, Ding Jiyi was so enraged that she nearly jumped onto the roof to settle scores with Qiao Nan. What kind of tone is this? Shut up! Qiao Dongliang pushed Ding Jiyi's face away with one slap. Upon hearing Qiao Nan's words, Qiao Dongliang felt so embarrassed that he could not wait to dig a hole and bury himself in it. It was right that children had to be good to their parents. However, this situation could not be applied to Qiao Nan. It was not because of other reasons. It was because Qiao Nan was just a student. Qiao Nan had to rely on others to support her financially, yet Ding Jiyi had to ask for the sky. She greedily requested Qiao Nan to buy 3 flight tickets and even ordered her to transfer 10,000 yuan to sponsor their holiday. When it was the beginning of 2000, traveling was not so costly. It was not as if the family was going to an overseas country. Hence, Ding Jiyi was extremely unreasonable to have said that. Qiao Dongliang was easily cajoled by others but he would not be cajoled to this extent. Next, Qiao Nan could no longer hear any complete sentence. On the other side of the phone, Qiao Dongliang and Ding Jiyi seemed to have different opinions. They started to argue before they even hung up the phone. Xiaonan held her forehead in agony. She really could not understand. Her father had already divorced his mother and climbed out of this huge pit, which was her mother. How badly could he not sort out his thoughts that he had to jump back into it? Without her mother's influence, her father's worldviews and values were quite upright. As long as no one had a conflict with her father's worldviews and values, her father seldom argued with people. Was it because her father had led too much of a peaceful life during the past 4 years? Hence, he felt that there would be more passion and excitement if he were to live with her mother and argue and fight with her from time to time. When they argued until the situation was unresolvable, Xiao Dongliang finally seemed to have realized that he had not hung up the phone. He pushed Ding Ji away and said to Jiao Nan while panting heavily, Nan, take it that I did not make this call today. Take care of yourself at home. After saying that, he hung up the phone with a bang. Xiao Nan placed the phone back and gave a huge sigh. The person who would have such an idea was certainly not her father. Ding Ji might not have the brains to think of this either. After Brother Zai found someone to cut Jiao Zijin's hair, Ding Ji had been quite abiding for a long time. In that case, Jiao Zijin was the one who wanted to come to the capital for a holiday and even wanted to stay at the house of the Zai family so that she could take care of her. Xiao Nan rubbed her temple. She did not say a word. She also did not tell the Zai family about this and quietly hid this matter. Anyway, her father had already said it. She would take it that her father had never made this call. Tisk, the child in her womb seemed to have been affected by Xiao Nan. It was so angry that it formed a little fist. Rubbing the round and tiny bun that was bulging on her tummy, Xiao Nan smiled gently. Baby, don't be angry. Mom is not angry anymore. Chapter 1154 Glutton. I just don't know when your dad will be back and whether he will be able to rush back in time to see you at the moment of your births. After coming to the capital, Zai Sheng was busier than when he was in Pingcheng. Besides the day that the pair collected their wedding certificate, Xiao Nan had not heard any further news of when Zai Sheng would be coming back. She also did not receive many of Zai Sheng's phone calls. When she called Zai Sheng's office nowadays, no one answered the calls. Facing such a situation, Xiao Nan certainly had feelings of panic and worry. Upon hearing their mother's gentle voice, the babies who were kicking up a fuss in the womb quieted down very quickly. They were no longer kicking up a fuss, lest their mother become as upset as them. The hearts of the mother and children were together. When looking at her tummy, Xiao Nan's eyes were so gentle that tears were almost dripping. The babies distracted her. Also, Xiao Nan did not wish to tell anyone about the phone call just now. Before half a day was over, she had completely forgotten about this matter. However, although one would never go looking for trouble, trouble would come knocking on the door most of the time. She had forgotten about the phone call, but some people would not change their minds so easily. They were so persistent that they thought of a solution to fulfill their wishes. This is the capital? It's certainly different. Looking at the capital, which was completely different from Pingcheng, Xiao Zijin's eyes were filled with vanity and envy. This was such a great city. She, too, hoped that she could live, grow, settle down here, and become part of the population. Now is not the most beautiful time. When night time arrives, the red lights and green wine look even better. Of course, speaking of this, I'll bring you to Modu to widen your horizons if there is an opportunity in the future. It's even better over there. In contrast to Xiao Zijin's zealous reaction, Chen Jun was only mildly excited. One had to know that he had completed 4 years of college studies in this city. Unexpectedly, he came back again today although he had graduated. People of the same family had similar personalities and temper. Xiao Zijin had made up her mind to have a home of her own in the capital, and Chen Jun also had the same thought. There was no place better than the capital in China. If he and his father could become an official in the central government, it would mean that the ancestors of the Chen family had been blessing them. In the past, Chen Jun dared not be so ambitious. However, Chen Jun felt that this target was not that far-fetched now. As long as he could do two things, this was actually a very easy matter. The capital, here I come. After cheering for himself, Chen Jun smiled. Zijin, do you still remember what I taught you in the past? Remember? Qiao Zijin's expression changed. She bowed her head docilely as she softly replied. At this moment, Qiao Zijin looked like an introverted, shy, and even a young lady who was a little timid. What arrogance, evil, heartless, all these were gone. Chen Jun was very satisfied with Qiao Zijin's change. Chen Jun reached out his hands and touched Qiao Zijin's hair. Very good. You have to always remember this. Don't be like your mom and become a shrew that no one likes. Girls have to be gentle and refined. It's not good to be too competitive. If anyone bullies you, just cry. If you feel that your requests have not been met, or if you are not satisfied, just continue crying. Too much of a woman's tears are not valuable. Nevertheless, it is fine as long as they are useful. When a woman cries, it looks much better than attacking people with her mouth. If you behave like your mom, who only knows how to make noise, that will be too ugly and unsightly. Understand? Qiao Zijin was not smart enough. She did not have Qiao Nan's brains and achievements. Unfortunately, she was so full of herself and liked to act smart. At this moment, Chen Jun would rather Qiao Zijin not speak and be a young lady who only knew how to cry. Well, men. When they saw a young lady who was not bad-looking cry, their hearts would definitely go out to her regardless of the right or wrong of the matter. As a man, Chen Jun was well aware of this. Qiao Zijin's intelligence could not make it. As such, Qiao Zijin could only rely on acting in her life. Qiao Zijin said okay with a voice as soft as that of a mosquito. Thereafter, she did not dare to leave Chen Jun's side as she walked step by step with him. That obedient demeanor was as if she had autism and had just been discharged from the mental hospital. Of course, if she were to change the purple dress on her to an all-white dress, the resemblance would be more striking. Nan Nan, have some fruits. In the house of the Zai family, Zai Hua brought the fruits that had been cut into bite-sized pieces by the auntie to Qiao Nan. This is the toothpick. Use it to eat. It's more convenient, in case the fruit juice drips all over. By right, it's best to eat watermelons during this season. However, watermelons are too cooling. You are pregnant. It's fine. Let's not eat them. After you have given birth, I will buy them for you if you want, regardless of whether it's summertime. Zai Hua loved to eat watermelons during summer. At the thought of Qiao Nan's situation, she was not willing to let Qiao Nan eat the watermelons. Qiao Nan could not eat them, but she could. Zai Hua could not help feeling a little guilty about it. Qiao Nan did not know whether to laugh or cry. I am pregnant. I have not become a child. If I can't eat watermelons this summer, so be it. Do you take me for a glutton? She just had to avoid watermelons for a summer. That was not a big deal. Zai Hua was not convinced. That day, when it was 10:30 at night, who was the one who kicked up a fuss, craving for stinky tofu, durians, and stuff? Who cried until the eyes were red when I returned a little later? My mom's heart ached for so long because of that. She kept blaming me for taking too much time just to buy a few things. Zai Hua was extremely sullen at the mention of this. Qiao Nan's tummy was huge. Hence, when the family was giving her nourishment food, they paid careful attention to control Qiao Nan's appetite. Coupled with appropriate exercise that could aid in giving birth, they hoped that Qiao Nan would feel more relaxed on the day that she was giving birth. They did not expect that Qiao Nan's change would be so great after getting pregnant. Before pregnancy, anyone who had met Qiao Nan would say that Qiao Nan was truly a very good child. However, after pregnancy, Qiao Nan had become very spoiled. She thought of one thing followed by another endlessly, especially in the area of food. If Qiao Nan suddenly had a craving for a certain food, they had to get it. If they did not do so, Xiao Nan would change her clothes, put on her shoes, and run out to buy on her own. If she were to help run the errands but returned home a little later, Xiao Nan would cry. She cried so miserably as if the whole family had abandoned her and her children. Oh, my goodness! Zihua felt that she was dying of torture. It was no wonder that people said that a pregnant woman was the queen of the house. Damn, she was the slave by the side of Her Majesty. Zihua took a deep breath. She could not say all these. If she did, there would be tears. Xiao Nan's face was full of embarrassment. She could not deny that she had done all these. Sister Zihua, I wish to say that I cried previously not because I wanted to. It was the babies who wanted to cry. Do you believe me? Chapter 1155 Change of Strategy. I was not the one who wanted to eat those things. It's the babies who wanted to eat them. Do you believe me? Ha ha ha. Zihua smiled dryly. She glanced sideways at Xiao Nan and nearly engraved 3 words on her face, I don't believe you. Xiao Nan felt wronged and aggrieved. Before pregnancy, I don't eat those things. I dislike them for their strong taste. Stinky tofu and durians were all food with strong flavors and smell. Durians were so costly. Before she was pregnant, she had neither eaten nor thought of eating such food in her 2 lifetimes. Stinky tofu was cheap but she did not touch it when her father bought it home in the past. Have you forgotten? The doctor reminded you before that a woman's taste will go through great changes after they become pregnant. I am very unfortunate. The babies in my womb are those who love food with strong flavors. They can't take the food on their own, so they can only torture me. Xiao Nan's eyes turned red and her tiny lips pouted. She felt extremely aggrieved. To her, all those items were very smelly. Before she was pregnant, she was not willing to take more glances at them. She did not expect that the babies in her womb did not resemble her at all. They liked strong flavored food. Fortunately, she did not overeat. Otherwise, Xiao Nan would feel worried for her children and herself. At the thought that she craved for these food because of the baby's needs, Xiao Nan felt nervous again. Sister Zihua, after I give birth to the babies, when they grow up and can eat things on their own, will our house be filled with the smells of stinky tofu or durians? Zihua was imagining a house that would be filled with smells in the future. At the thought of it, she could not help shivering. Will it that bad? Maybe the babies only like to eat them when they are in your womb. They will change after they are born. Zihua and Xiao Nan glanced at each other and laughed helplessly. Hello. The phone rang and broke the awkwardness between the two that arose due to this frightening imagination. Yes, I am. Wait. Who did you say came? Who is here? After listening to the names clearly, Zihua pulled a long face. She covered the phone receiver. Nan, there's a man and a woman outside at the entrance. They said that they are your sister and brother-in-law. Are you going to see them? As for the 2 people's names, Zihua did not wish to mention them. She was afraid that it would hurt her mouth. However, why did these 2 people come to the capital? Xiao Nan was silent. Last time, she did not hear any follow-up after her father hung up the phone. Unexpectedly, despite not receiving any more phone calls, Xiao Zijin actually appeared at her doorstep directly. Looking at Xiao Nan's reaction, Zihua raised her eyebrows. You already know about it. My dad gave me a call on this but I rejected him. Given my situation, he still asked me to take care of her. Would I have agreed? My dad also told me to take it that he did not make that call. Who would have known that someone still came regardless? Xiao Nan's lips were pursed tightly. She was also trying to restrain her tone. Are you going to see them? I don't wish to. Zihua sighed. She understood that Xiao Nan did not wish to see them but had to. Fine. I'll let them come in first. After a while, Xiao Zijin and Chen Jun had been led in by someone until they arrived at the front door of the Zai family's house. The guards at the door were even stricter than the security guards of the quad in Pingcheng. Seeing that the Zai family was staying in a Western-style bungalow instead of the quad now, Xiao Zijin's heart was filled with envy and jealousy. No one else could understand how she felt. Xiao Nan was different now after this marriage. Xiao Nan was now living a life that she had been dreaming of. This style. This display of splendor. At the thought of Chen Jun, who was standing beside her, Xiao Zijin's heart felt so sour as if it was immersed in a sea of jealousy. No matter how much she consoled herself that Chen Jun was a lot more outstanding than other men, she could not hide the fact that Chen Jun could not be compared to Zai Sheng. If she were to rely on Chen Jun, she dared not even hope for the day in her lifetime whereby she could live such a good life. This was something unknown to her, yet Xiao Nan was already enjoying it so much. Xiao Zijin, who had been competitive since a young age and liked to subdue Xiao Nan, definitely could not accept such a gap. Cough, Xiao Zijin's eyes and expression were looking increasingly odd. Chen Jun narrowed his eyes and reminded her by coughing twice. Xiao Zijin's body turned stiff. She quickly restrained the emotions underneath her eyes and gave a hard blink to try to make her eyes watery. Thereafter, the expression on her face also became gentler. Xiao Nan was instantly speechless. On the other hand, Zai Hua seemed to have been struck by thunder upon seeing Xiao Zijin's blink. Was this considered casting sheep's eye or what? Was there a name for this? Xiao Nan shook her head at Zai Hua. Xiao Zijin had a new trick up her sleeves. Anyway, she had not seen this before. Obviously, Chen Jun was also surprised that Xiao Zijin would be so stupid to come up with such a tactic eventually. If she was not able to cry now, so be it. Nevertheless, it was fine as long as she did not distort that not-so-beautiful face of hers until it looked like that of a jealous old witch. Would blinking her eyes hard evoke feelings of wanting to cry? Damn, who taught Xiao Zijin this? Facing such a girlfriend like Xiao Zijin who would commit foolish acts from time to time, be easily jealous, and behave willfully, no one else could understand the misery in Chen Jun's heart. It was true. If he had another path to take or managed to woo Qiu Jinxi successfully in the past, Xiao Zijin would not be involved today. The biological sister had been married to and became the daughter-in-law of the Zai family. She had a capable tummy and was now pregnant with 2 children. However, Xiao Zijin did not bask this glory at all. Instead, her life seemed to be deteriorating. How stupid could the Xiao family get to end up in such a ludicrous situation? Unfortunately, there was no what-if in life. After Qiu Jinxi went to Modu, Chen Jun heard some news about her. Qiu Jinxi was doing very well now. A starving camel is still bigger than a horse. This was a saying that could withstand the test of time. Regardless of how useless the Shi family was, they were still better than his own family who did not have any foundation. Furthermore, Shi Peng was doing so well now. It was a matter of time before he would be deployed to the central government. It was extremely hard for a typical person to enter the central government. If they did, it would be akin to great happiness befalling the family. On the other hand, someone like Shi Peng who was only in his early 40s was already seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Nothing was fair in this world. If that was not the situation, he would not always need to make use of women. He just wanted the political path of his biological father to become smoother, longer, and farther. However, he refused to bow to destiny. The Chen family did not have any foundation. His father could become a small government official because he was capable. If they were willing to work hard and engineer things, the Chen family would be the next prominent and influential family one day. When Xiao Zijin felt that she had adjusted her mindset, she gave Xiao Nan a weak smile. Nan, Chen Jun and I happened to come to the capital for a holiday. I thus came to visit you. Please don't take Mom's previous words to heart. You should know Mom's temper. Chapter 1156 Take your time to leave. I am not sending you off. Both Dad and I completely could not persuade Mom. Mom's monologue has caused you a lot of trouble again, right? Did she make you worried? There was a vague flash in Xiao Nan's eyes. These words did not seem like the usual speaking style of Jiao Zijin. Certainly, there is some trouble. You have also seen it yourself. I have to rely on others to take care of me now, yet Mom called me and insisted that I take care of you. However, Mom's bias is not something new. You don't need to persuade me. I have never taken Mom's words to heart. Xiao Nan said this to let Jiao Zijin understand one situation. In the past, regardless of how much Jiao Zijin wanted to make use of Ding Ji to derive benefit from her, just like today, the outcome would always be the same: she would not get anything. Listen to her mother's words? Sorry. She could not do that since 6 years ago. Xiao Zijin's expression changed. It's also good that you can sort out your thoughts. I won't persuade you then. If Mom's words are unreasonable, you can ignore them. Don't argue with her. It's meaningless. In this lifetime, Mom only has the two of us, her children. Actually, it's not easy for her to. She could choose not to listen to her mother if the latter was wrong in her words. However, Xiao Nan had to listen to her mother if the latter was right. No matter how stubborn Xiao Nan was, she could not change the fact that her mother gave birth to her. How could it be so easy to have a clean break? Chen Jun narrowed his eyes and gave Jiao Zijin a nudge. He had just reminded Jiao Zijin a few minutes ago, yet Jiao Zijin had obviously turned defensive in front of Jiao Nan and Zai Hua. It was true that one could not make a silk purse out of a sow's ear. Jiao Zijin was long used to having conflicts with Jiao Nan during their interactions. As soon as she heard Jiao Nan say something she was not pleased or satisfied with, she would let the cat out of the bag despite having put up a good pretense earlier on. After receiving Chen Jun's reminder, tears welled up in Xiao Zijin's eyes. Nan, don't take my words to heart too. Mom is biased and good to me, so it is only right that I support and repay her. I always hope that Mom's life can be better and smoother. As such, my words most probably did not make more sense than those of Mom. Don't be angry. I apologize to you. Xiao Zijin made it sound as if her unreasonable words resulted from her loss of temper out of filial piety for Ding Ji. Although her words were not pleasing to the ears, there was a valid reason for it. Ha! Xiao Nan laughed. Thank you for coming to visit me. Chen Jun tightened his fist that was holding on to a present. After adjusting his mindset, he put down the present. We only know that you are pregnant but don't know the gender of your babies. Hence, we just bought a little children's stuff. Thank you. Zai Hua took a glance at those items. They were neither pricey nor extraordinarily costly, so it was not a problem to accept them. Zai Hua looked at Xiao Nan. Xiao Zijin wasn't that smart, but she had found herself a boyfriend that seemed capable. At the very least, he was much more intelligent than Xiao Zijin and seemed to be someone difficult to deal with. She had Weida as an example. Hence, when she saw Chen Jun's behavior, Zai Hua did not feel positive about Chen Jun just because of his good performance. He had already come to this place. This boyfriend of Xiao Zijin was definitely aware of what kind of family Xiao Nan had married into. Given this point alone, Zai Hua had a reason to believe that this boyfriend of Xiao Zijin was willing to date a foolish thing like Xiao Zijin not because of love. It should be for the sake of his interest. Do you want a cup of tea? Xiao Nan did not respond to Zai Hua. Of course, she was aware of how smart Chen Jun was. If he was not smart, how could he have cajoled her so well in her previous lifetime? After he gained something from Wang Yang successfully and completed his mission, he even two-timed her and made Xiao Zijin pregnant. Xiao Nan knew in her heart that if she did not have a second chance, given that head of hers, she would not be able to see through Chen Jun's true colors that were akin to a wolf in a sheep's clothing. Sure, Xiao Zijin wanted to agree. Didn't Chen Jun ask her to come to the capital for a holiday because of Jiao Nan? It was rare that Jiao Nan still had some shame. She knew that she could not lose all of her maternal family members. There was no reason for Qiao Zijin to decline. She bent her knee and wanted to land her bum on the seat so that she could bond with Jiao Nan and Zai Hua. Besides, didn't they say that the chief's wife was also at home? Everyone was one family. They should get the chief's wife to come out and acknowledge them, lest the family members fail to recognize one another and a friendly fire occur in the future. Qiao Zijin wanted to take a seat, but Chen Jun swiftly grabbed Qiao Zijin's arms. As such, she could not sit down. She lost her footing but did not fall as Chen Jun was holding on to her. "No, thank you. Zijin and I will be in the capital for a few days. We just came to pay a short visit today. As for having tea, we can talk about it again when we have the chance." As long as he retained the tea session, he and Qiao Zijin would have another opportunity to come again. Most importantly, Chen Jun noticed that Jiao Nan had been yawning. Jiao Nan was pregnant. Most probably, it was normal for her to feel sleepy. In the Zai family, Jiao Nan was the only one who was Qiao Zijin's sister. Qiao Zijin did not know Zai Hua well. He was even less familiar with Zai Hua. They came to pay a visit and not to trouble others. If they were to insist on holding on to Jiao Nan, this sleepy pregnant woman, for a chat, the gossip from others would drown him and Qiao Zijin. On the contrary, he was willing to let Jiao Nan return to her room to rest. They did not seem to have any common topic of conversation with Zai Hua anyway. They would only sit down and face each other awkwardly. If that was truly the case, the so-called relatives' visit today would seem too imposing. It would make people feel unhappy. Rome was not built in one day. In particular, Qiao Zijin and Qiao Nan's relationship was so poor. It was not easy to become relatives with the Zai family. This could not be rushed and they had to take their time. Chen Jun took a breath and revealed a polite smile to Jiao Nan and Zai Hua. "Zijin and I will be leaving. Let's meet again another time when we have the chance. Take your time." Zai Hua was very surprised. Once Chen Jun spoke, he had already fixed the subsequent date. He was quite a capable individual. Ouch! Although Jiao Zijin was much lousier than her, the boyfriend that she found was also better than Wei Dai. Could it be that she was too outstanding in all other aspects? Hence, her judgment of character was much worse than others? Why did we leave just like that? It's not easy to get in. I don't know how to meet up with Jiao Nan again. After leaving, at the sight of vehicles coming to and fro and the endless flow of traffic, Qiao Zijin was so furious that she felt like vomiting blood. Haven't you already seen how bad Jiao Nan's temper is? It's stinky and stubborn. We can't always pin our hopes on next time. Instead, we should try our best to resolve the matter once and for all. Next time? She very much doubted when Jiao Nan would be willing to bother about the Qiao family again. Would it happen only when one of her parents died? Chapter 1157 Prepare to go home. Jiao Nan had become a Cinderella and her life was becoming better. Why would she be willing to bother about poor relatives like her? She would definitely avoid them as much as possible. Of course, she would do that too if she was Jiao Nan. She would be fearful that her hopeless and incompetent maternal family would drag her down. It was with much difficulty that they found this chance. She was not pleased that Chen Jun had wasted it. Do you still want to borrow Jiao Nan's glory and receive help from the Zai family? Jiao Nan is not so easy to talk to. Anything related to Jiao Nan, don't expect to settle it next time. If this matter is not successful eventually, don't blame it on me. I won't take the blame. He wanted her to fake a cry in front of Jiao Nan. But she had never done such an embarrassing thing in her life. Qiao Zijin did not perform well at all on the grounds today. She really could not bring herself to cry. She was not an actress. How could she cry so easily? Chen Jun was making things difficult for her with this request. Chen Jun took a deep breath. We can't rush in this matter. You should have heard the saying more haste, less speed before. If it is so easy to appease Xiao Nan, would he and Xiao Zijin be in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship today? In the past, if his ploy of the hero saving the beauty had succeeded according to plan, he would not need to work so hard now. Wang Yang would have asked the Wang family to make arrangements for his father. His father would not have been demoted and kicked to a small town. Until now, he could not return to Pingcheng. Xiao Nan is not someone who will yield easily. His plan had failed in the past. Now, Xiao Nan definitely would not change her mind and bother about the Xiao family just because of a few words from Xiao Zijin. The relationship between Xiao Nan and the Xiao family seemed to be coming to a standstill, one that could not be changed. Previously, he allowed Xiao Zijin to be his girlfriend all because of Xiao Nan. If Xiao Nan, this target, could not be achieved forever, was there still a need for him to continue his relationship with Xiao Zijin? Undoubtedly, without Xiao Nan, this layer of glow, given Xiao Zijin's personal qualities and capability, he would not pay special attention to her. He would also not request his parents to agree to let him marry Xiao Zijin. Chen Jun was also worried that he would gain nothing eventually. After marrying Xiao Zijin, he might not derive any benefit. On the other hand, Xiao Zijin might attract trouble for the Chen family because of her family background and incapability. Chen Jun really could not help looking down on Xiao Zijin. If he had a younger sister like Xiao Nan, he dared to guarantee that his relationship with Xiao Nan would definitely be so good such that Xiao Nan would try all ways and means to give him many benefits and ensure his bright future. This was even so if he did not open his mouth to ask for it. Others were troubled that they did not have the resources. However, Xiao Zijin wasted the best resources. Xiao Zijin would never be able to understand the pain and distress in Chen Jun's heart. There is no rush. Xiao Zijin looked at Chen Jun. Are you really sure that you are not anxious? If Chen Jun was not anxious, she was even less anxious than him. If it was possible, she was not willing to bow to Xiao Nan. Regarding the words that Xiao Nan had just told her, sorry, she did not believe any of them. There was also another thing. Xiao Nan did not say that she would not support her parents financially in the future. Xiao Nan was still willing to support her parents financially. As such, the money that Xiao Nan gave her parents would eventually end up in her pockets. She could spend and use them as she wished. No matter what, Xiao Nan had married well. As her sister, she would definitely benefit from it and bask in some of the glory. You say that there's no hurry at Xiao Nan's end. Since we are already in the capital, we shouldn't waste the flight and accommodation. Let's have fun together. You have studied for 4 years in college here. It shouldn't be difficult for you to be my tour guide. Xiao Zijin had other plans too. She knew that she did not have to act pitiful and fawn on Xiao Nan anymore. Hence, she hoped to tour the capital happily. Chen Jun was angry and sullen. Sure. Although he said that there was no rush, he did not say that they could completely cast this matter aside or ignore it for the time being. Chen Jun was again apprehensive about whether Xiao Zijin was his best option. If the Chen family could become associated with the Zai family, undoubtedly, they would be in great luck. It would be troublesome if there was no hope in becoming related to the Zai family, yet he married such a brainless and penniless woman without a good family background like Xiao Zijin. He would suffer a huge loss then. Chen Jun had never given up his plan to make the Chen family progress and become better. If Chen Jun could give up on the Zai family that he could no longer pine any hopes on, Xiao Zijin would lose all her usefulness then. A waste material that was worthless. If he did not dump it now, was he going to wait until the Lunar New Year? When he was keeping Xiao Zijin company in touring the capital, Chen Jun started to quietly retreat from the existence of this girlfriend, Xiao Zijin. The two of them were only dating now, yet Xiao Zijin had no reservation about spending the money of the Chen family at all. The cost of living in the capital was high. Not to mention other things, just food and entertainment alone were enough to cost Chen Jun a bomb. Between Chen Jun and Qiao Zijin, only one party was giving but not receiving anything. Gradually, Chen Jun's attitude toward Qiao Zijin became distant. They had only been in the capital for 5 days and Chen Jun expressed that he had to return to Pingcheng. My dad called me today and asked me to go back. Prepare to go home. This was an investment that had only cost and no return. He did not wish to continue with it anymore. This was the same concept as buying shares and having your capital being locked up. When you are trapped with plunging stocks and could not get rid of them, you would only die. Qiao Zijin was a stock that had potential at this point. Hence, he could still get rid of it. What? We're going back? We've only enjoyed ourselves for 4 days. I've not had enough fun. We have not gone to many nice places yet. Qiao Zijin was reluctant. The capital lived up to its name. It was truly different. There were many beautiful things in the capital but they were too expensive. When she had money next time, she would definitely buy. Even if she could not buy all of the items that she fancied, she would buy at least 1 or 2 of them. She would not tempt her heart by just looking at them. It's fine if you don't want to go back now. I will go back first. You can stay here to have fun. Take your time. Chen Jun's attitude toward the Zai family had changed. Naturally, his attitude toward Qiao Zijin also followed suit. If Qiao Zijin knew what she was doing and joined forces with him to help him fulfill his wish to pull the Chen family uphill, it was fine if she was a little stupid and foolish. He could still persist and continue to guide Qiao Zijin. However, now, Chen Jun realized that besides being stupid and foolish, Qiao Zijin was also very scheming. The worst thing was that she was not clear-minded and could not figure out the current situation. He could tell that Qiao Zijin was quite obedient in front of him. She had never retorted his words and would definitely nod and listen to him. The funny thing was that Qiao Zijin would change greatly and turn into a master once she faced Qiao Nan. She felt that Qiao Nan was beneath her, that Qiao Nan was the great sage, heaven's equal, who could not escape from Wuzi Hill of Gautama Buddha. Chapter 1158 Going Home or No Rebirth Tui. He dared not even be so confident in front of Qiao Nan. Where did Qiao Zijin's confidence come from? Could he pine his hopes on that couple of the Qiao family to have Qiao Nan eating out of their hands? Ludicrous. It was true that like parents, like daughter, Qiao Nan was the odd one out and the only exotic one in the Qiao family. How am I going to have fun after you leave? Qiao Zijin wanted to agree but her reaction was also quick. She could not have fun just because she wanted to. She needed money. Chen Jun was the one who paid for all the expenses in the past 4 days. Qiao Zijin came naked. Once Chen Jun left, what could Qiao Zijin use to have fun? It would be different if Chen Jun could leave her some money before he left. Qiao Zijin did not know how much money Chen Jun brought with him on this trip. She was very curious. If Chen Jun was willing to give her the money, and with one head count down, perhaps she could save up Chen Jun's share of costs and buy a few pieces of new and beautiful dresses for herself to wear. Chen Jun knew what Qiao Zijin was up to but he played dumb. You can continue having fun the same way that we did previously. You can have fun as you wish. You don't need me to teach you. I have already purchased the train ticket for tomorrow. As for the accommodation, I am only paying until tonight. You just have to check out and return the access card to the hotel before noon tomorrow. Chen Jun would not be deceived. He was better at mathematics than anyone. God's plans supersede our own. With Chen Jun letting go today, the Chen family would suffer a huge loss on Qiao Zijin. Chen Jun, what do you mean? You're going to leave me behind? Qiao Zijin panicked. If he was only paying for the accommodation until tonight, where was she going to sleep tomorrow then? Don't tell me you are making use of this opportunity to make me stay in the Zai family's house. Qiao Zijin's eyes swirled, thinking that Chen Jun had some other tricks up his sleeves. However, Xiao Nan's temper is very bad. It is a problem whether I can stay in the Zai family's house. It is a greater problem whether I will be able to gain the favor of the Zai family and Xiao Nan after I move in. The tempers of the Zai family members are not quite good either. A few years ago, she had wanted to curry favor with the chief's wife. However, the chief's wife had never given her any face. People of the same family had similar personalities and temper. It was no wonder the chief's wife was so blind to accept Xiao Nan. That was because their tempers were alike and eccentric. There was a spurious smile on Chen Jun's face as he looked at Xiao Zijin. You're so smart. So smart that he did not know how to respond to her. Previously, he felt the pinch when he decided to give up on Xiao Zijin. For his sake, his family had spent a lot of money on Xiao Zijin. They did not take back or gain any single cent. They could not tread on this path anymore despite having dumped in so much money. He had to possess the determination of a brave man who cut off a venom-poisoned hand to save his own life. However, at this moment, Chen Jun's heart did not ache anymore. He was only glad. Everyone in the quad in Pingcheng knew the terrible relationship between Xiao Zijin and Xiao Nan. Ding Jiyi was biased. However, Ding Jiyi's favoritism was due to Xiao Zijin's influence. If Xiao Zijin and Xiao Nan were on good terms and the only issue was the unfair treatment of the mother, Ding Jiyi, Xiao Zijin could just casually put in some good words for Xiao Nan. Ding Jiyi would restrain greatly then and Xiao Nan would not have suffered so much. Ding Jiyi stole Xiao Nan's money for Xiao Zijin's sake, maligned Xiao Nan, and smeared her name because she wanted Xiao Nan to take the blame for the troubles created by Xiao Zijin. Hence, in the Xiao family, Ding Jiyi was not the only one who was on bad terms with Xiao Nan. Most likely, Xiao Zijin, this biological sister, was on the worst terms with Xiao Nan. After Xiao Nan was pregnant, she was the precious golden goose that could not be touched. The Zai family would rather pay money to let Xiao Zijin stay in the hotel. They would never allow Xiao Zijin to step into their compound. Wouldn't they be afraid that Xiao Zijin would suddenly go crazy and insist on being at odds with Xiao Nan? That she would bump into Xiao Nan and cause a miscarriage? Only a true genius would come up with such a plan. Xiao Zijin did not manage to make an inference from Chen Jun's words. She really believed that she had guessed it right. Don't worry. I know what I should do. I definitely won't disappoint you. As long as she did not need to act pitiful and fake a cry before Xiao Nan, she would definitely act according to Chen Jun's other plans and would not put him in a difficult position anymore. However, Chen Jun, when Xiao Nan is heartless, it's hard to say what will happen. Why don't we do this? Give me some money so that I will have something to fall back on. If Xiao Nan is really so hard-hearted to stop the Zai family from helping me, I can't possibly sleep in the streets, right? It was a good thing that the capital was prosperous. The problem was that it was much easier for a penniless person to run into problems in such a prosperous place. Furthermore, Xiao Zijin was a young lady. Hence, she had more worries than others. Give you money. Chen Jun had already finished packing his clothes. Sorry, I don't have money for you. If you really lack money, simply call your parents and ask them to send you some. He had already suffered a huge loss due to Xiao Zijin. If he were to continue throwing away his money, wouldn't he be more stupid than Xiao Zijin? Regardless of how much his heart ached for the money spent previously, Chen Jun gritted his teeth and abandoned Xiao Zijin. He was no longer willing to waste any more cents on her. After packing his belongings, Chen Jun was calmer. It's late. I will be catching the 7 o'clock train in the morning tomorrow. I need to sleep early today and wake up early tomorrow. You should go back to your room and rest too. It's up to you whether you want to stay or leave. If you're not leaving and you don't have money, ask your parents for help. Didanti. Xiao Zijin was nervous that Chen Jun wanted to push her away now. She held on to Chen Jun's arms and refused to let go. Are you angry? Why did you get angry without an apparent reason? Wasn't everything fine when we were having fun during the day? Can you make yourself clear? If I am in the wrong, I will change. Won't that do? If she did not receive any money, she would certainly not let Chen Jun leave her behind alone in the capital. Her mother was right. Xiao Nan was a heartless wretched girl. She could not place all the stakes of her safety on that wretched girl. Chen Jun stood by his guns. He did not wriggle his arm out of Jiao Zijin's clutch either. The two had been dating for over a year. The truth was that, at most, Chen Jun only kissed her a few times and did not take a huge advantage of her. Until now, Jiao Zijin was still a chaste woman. His arm was in Jiao Zijin's arms now. Although Jiao Zijin's boobs were not big, they were also soft and better than nothing. This kind of advantage was free anyway. Furthermore, it was not entirely free for him. He had already paid for it. The money that he spent on Jiao Zijin could allow him to sleep with many top-grade beautiful ladies. After Chen Jun pushed Jiao Zijin to the bedroom door, he took out the other train ticket in his pocket. Chapter 1159 Get More Money. I am the one who brought you to the capital after all. I'm doing things with conscience and have already purchased your train ticket. You can decide for yourself whether you want to go back. If you don't wish to go home, you can still return the ticket and get a refund. This train ticket was the only thing left that he could give Jiao Zijin. After throwing the ticket on Jiao Zijin's face, Chen Jun did not speak any further. He closed the door with a bang. Jiao Zijin was scared out of her wits when she heard that. In a daze, she picked up the train ticket and walked back to her room like a lost soul. Jiao Zijin shivered. She felt that Chen Jun's attitude was very strange. She quickly ran downstairs, found a public phone, made a call home, and told Ding Ji everything that happened. Mom, help me think of an idea. What did Chen Jun mean by this? What should I do? I am scared. I am thinking. She was thinking that it might be better if she were to leave for Pingcheng together with Chen Jun. She was new and unfamiliar to the capital. Over here, she was not on good terms with the only person that she knew, Xiao Nan. Xiao Nan was also someone that would not care about her life and death. Pingcheng was her home. To her, Pingcheng definitely gave her a greater sense of security. Don't come back. Go and find Xiao Nan. Ding Ji laughed. This was such a good opportunity. Chen Jun is gone and you're the only one left. Xiao Nan can't possibly leave you in the lurch, right? Isn't she afraid of being scolded by other people? You just need to block the entrance of the Zai family's house and force them to take you in. Zijin could then stay with the Zai family and enjoy life until the summer vacation ended. Zijin, don't be afraid. Listen to Mom. The status of the Zai family is different now. They have returned to the central government. It's fine if the Zai family doesn't help you. All those people who visit the Zai family are not ordinary figures. You will benefit if you get to know a few of them. Besides, Chen Jun dares to treat you in this way because we gave him too much face. It's just nice. Dump him. When you meet someone better at the Zai family, don't let the chance slip. The Zai family had just arrived in the capital. Most probably, their status was not considered high even though they were in the central government. Nevertheless, the Zai family's guests were different. If Zijin could really find someone, perhaps she would be able to marry into a better family than that wretched girl. Mom, what are you joking about? Will someone with such qualities take a liking to me? Break up? As soon as Ding Ji asked Xiao Zijin to dump Chen Jun, Xiao Zijin came to her senses and realized that given his attitude today, Chen Jun seemed to have the intent to dump her. Mom, upon hearing what you have said, I have the feeling that Chen Jun doesn't want me anymore. Even someone like Chen Jun doesn't want me. Tell me. Do you think those people will fancy me? It's different. Ding Ji snorted proudly. Why was Chen Jun willing to spend money on you and be your boyfriend? Wasn't it all because of that wretched girl? Those who visited the Zai family know that you are that wretched girl's biological sister and Zai Sheng's sister-in-law. They will be happy to see you too. Zaijin, you need to have more confidence in yourself. You're much more outstanding than that wretched girl. Mom has always believed that you will marry into a better family than that wretched girl. Ding Jiyi berated Jiao Zaijin harshly with her words. However, she still did not realize that the only reason that the so-called outstanding Jiao Zaijin would be fancied by those people was the existence of Jiao Nan, someone whom she shunned very much. Jiao Nan was the reason that Jiao Zaijin could feel assured. What was Jiao Zaijin without Jiao Nan, this sister? Mom, can you send me some money? Jiao Zaijin dared not completely believe in Ding Jiyi's words. It was not as if Jiao Nan had not made her suffer before. She would not be assured just because she had a sister like Jiao Nan. She must have money in her pocket. She would be more daring then. Ding Jiyi kicked her brows and sounded very reluctant. Zaijin, you should know how much your dad and I earn. There are so many expenses needed for the family. How could I have money? If I did, I would have gone traveling to the capital with you. Without money, although I very much wanted to go, I can only coop at home and go to work abidingly. I can't even rest when the weather is hot. Perhaps it was due to age that Ding Jiyi felt less secure at heart now. There had been some changes in Ding Jiyi's attitude toward Jiao Zaijin. When one was old, it was inevitable that they would suffer from some body ailments and pain. She would have to visit the hospital for repairs from time to time. Jiao Nan's resolute behavior in the past had left a deep impression on Ding Jiyi. She dared not put all her eggs into one basket and rely solely on Jiao Nan. Although she behaved as if she would have Jiao Nan eating out of her hands in front of Chen Jun, how would Chen Jun know how guilty conscious she felt in her heart? Similarly, when Jiao Nan was in junior high school, Ding Jiyi was almost imprisoned for the first time in her life because of this daughter, Jiao Nan. When she was older, sick, and could no longer earn money, Ding Jiyi no longer dared to believe firmly that Jiao Nan would be willing to come back to take care of her or give her money to see a doctor. If Ding Jiyi could not count on Jiao Nan, did she dare to count on Jiao Zaijin? No. From Ding Jiyi's mouth, Jiao Zaijin was the best daughter in the world. However, she dared not bet all the stakes of her golden age on Jiao Zaijin's filial piety. Since she was a child, Jiao Zaijin knew no restraint when spending Ding Jiyi's money, and she didn't care about whether Ding Jiyi was suffering. Could Ding Jiyi count on Jiao Zaijin to support her and take care of her? Far-fetched. As such, Ding Jiyi could only try to earn and save more money when she and Xiao Dongliang could still work. In the past, when Xiao Dongliang had a car accident, all the family's savings had already been used for Xiao Zaijin's studies. Xiao Dongliang nearly could not undergo surgery because of that. Ding Jiyi had always remembered this matter. It left a deep impression on her. Ding Jiyi was one who managed the money. Hence, she definitely could not let what happened to Xiao Dongliang in the past happen to her. She couldn't lie on the bed and wait to die just because she did not have money for the surgery. Similarly, Ding Jiyi's behavior was also formed due to what happened in the past. The tuition fees for Xiao Zaijin's studies were paid by Chen Jun. Ding Jiyi only needed to fork out the living expenses. Initially, Ding Jiyi was used to telling Xiao Zaijin that she was hard up and had spent all her money. When she saw that Xiao Zaijin accepted this explanation, she gradually increased her savings. Thereafter, Xiao Nan got engaged with and married Zai Sheng. The Chen family took care of almost all of Xiao Zaijin's expenses then. In the past, Ding Jiyi did not have a choice as she was used to spending all her money on Xiao Zaijin. Now, she was used to saving all her money to prepare for retirement. When Xiao Zaijin opened her mouth and asked for money, she could not bear to part with them. Zaijin, listen to me. Chen Jun is still in the capital now, right? Both of you are going to break up. You're a grown-up lady and will be disadvantaged. Remember to request compensation from him. Kick up a fuss until he is willing to give it to you. Also, don't let Jiao Nan benefit. Go to the Zai family. You're the junior. The Zai family should give you a red packet. Given the status of the Zai family, the red pocket that they gave Zaijin would definitely not be a small sum. After taking the red packet from the Zai family, don't spend it. Bring them all back. You still have 2 more years of studies to complete. Chapter 1160 Turned Bad. Ding Jiyi knew that if Jiao Zaijin were to really break up with Chen Jun and requested for compensation, the Chen family would not pay for the remaining 2 years of tuition fees. Since the Chen family was not willing to fork out money anymore, Ding Jiyi started to hit on Jiao Nan and make Jiao Nan support Jiao Zaijin financially until the latter graduated and found a job. With the Zai family around, Ding Jiyi was not at all worried about Jiao Zaijin's job after graduation. She made Jiao Nan do so many things but did not take action against Jiao Nan. Hence, she did not believe that Jiao Nan could take revenge on Jiao Zaijin. Could Jiao Nan do the reverse and get Jiao Zaijin to help her find a job? Mom, after talking for so long, what you mean is that you won't be giving me any money, right? Jiao Zaijin was not stupid. Of course, she understood what her mother was implying. Her face turned red. Mom, when did you become so petty? The Chen family paid for all my tuition fees and living expenses this and last year. I did not take a single cent from you. You have no money? Mom. Are you treating me like you treat Jiao Nan? When did her mother become so stingy toward her? Ding Jiyi's stinginess was like a warning bell for Jiao Zaijin. It jolted Jiao Zaijin awake with much shock. Could it be that now that Jiao Nan was married to Zai Sheng, her mother felt that her future life would definitely be worse than Jiao Nan's? Hence, she no longer treated her as well as before? All of a sudden, Jiao Zaijin discovered that she had more than one crisis around her. Chen Jun's attitude took a sudden turn for the worse. The once selfish yet unconditional mother's love had now become so cheap and ludicrous. The biggest problem that she had was not with Jiao Nan but Ping Cheng. After making this phone call, Jiao Zaijin secretly made up her mind. The next day, Chen Jun checked out of the hotel. He did not even bother to look into Jiao Zaijin's room. He was only concerned about checking out from his room. It was only until he got onto the train that he discovered that someone was already on the seat next to him. Looking at the bare and pale face of Jiao Zaijin, Chen Jun was quite surprised. Didn't you say that you haven't had enough fun and wanted to remain in the capital? When they came, Jiao Zaijin said that traveling via a train took too much time. She had to take a flight. Since train tickets were cheap, Chen Jun bought 2 of them. He had thought that given Jiao Zaijin's character, she would most likely return the ticket and get a refund. She would then ask Jiao Nan for money and continue to have fun in the capital for some time. If that was really the case, he would be freed from the ordeal then. He would have nothing to do with Jiao Zaijin in the future. He had been used to Jiao Zaijin being muddle-headed. Once they were back in Pingcheng, he would consider them to have broken up amicably. When he saw Jiao Zaijin, one could imagine how shocked Chen Jun was. You're already going back. Why would I still remain in the capital? We came here together. Of course, we should go back together. Jiao Zaijin smiled at Chen Jun, looking extremely gentle. There was no tinge of willfulness at all. Chen Jun, are you still angry with me? Chen Jun put away the luggage in the overhead compartment and sat beside Jiao Zaijin. Angry? Why should I be angry with you? Last night, didn't we already make ourselves clear? They had already broken up. What was there to be angry about? Would Jiao Zaijin return him all the money that he spent on her previously if she knew that he was angry? If that could happen, he was willing to tell Jiao Zaijin that he was angry, extremely angry. Damn! Who could endure the anger after doing such a money-losing business? The lost money was not considered a big deal. What Chen Jun cared about most was the 2 to 3 years that he had wasted on Jiao Zaijin. Chen Jun, Jiao Zaijin panicked. Chen Jun really wanted to break up with her. No, she would not agree to it. She would definitely not break up with him and let him be with another woman. Ding Ji had imagined Jiao Zijin's future to be so wonderful. This was on the pretext that Jiao Zijin could really find a young lad who was better than Zai Sheng while she was at the Zai family. Without Jiao Nan, this layer of glow, it was as difficult as reaching the sky for Jiao Zijin to find someone better than Chen Jun, let alone a partner better than Zai Sheng. Since Chen Jun was the best one that she could have, naturally, Jiao Zijin did not have a choice. She could only devote herself to retain this best one to become her husband. The moment the train started to move, Jiao Nan received news of their departure. Fortunately, they have left. It is strange. When did Jiao Zijin become so easy to talk to? She initially thought that Jiao Zijin would definitely employ all ways and means to stay behind and give her a headache for a long time. Zihua was playing with the game console in her hands. Isn't it good that she is willing to leave? Even if she is reluctant, Chen Jun is bent on leaving. Fortunately, Jiao Zijin's brains have not deteriorated completely. As soon as she knew that Chen Jun was leaving, she left too. Chen Jun was Jiao Zijin's mobile ATM. Chen Jun was not cooperating with her now. Unless Jiao Zijin wanted to be a beggar, she would have to follow Chen Jun back to Pingcheng. Did she have another choice? Right, I heard some news recently. Isn't your mom very good to Jiao Zijin? This time, your mom refused when Jiao Zijin requested her to send some money over. What is happening? Your mom doesn't have a lot of money, but it doesn't seem like she couldn't fork out a single cent. Did she work for nothing for the past 2 years? Ding Ji had refused to give Jiao Zijin money. This was something that Zihua was most surprised with. She could not figure out the reason, as this did not resemble Ding Ji's character. Qiao Nan was having some fruits. Jiao Zijin called my mom. How did you know so clearly about the content of their conversation? It was as if Zihua was listening by the side when Jiao Zijin was on the call with Ding Ji. Don't look at me. Zihua shook her head. I don't know what Tiandong learned in America. He is very strong in this area. Unless it's something that I don't wish to know, he will be able to find out everything else. She even suspected whether America had invented a new technology product or Tiandong had installed transcendental vision and ears on Jiao Zijin. Otherwise, how did Tiandong know what Jiao Zijin and Ding Ji chatted about so clearly? After eating half a plate of fruits, Qiao Nan wiped her mouth with a tissue. It's a waste of talent to get Tiandong to help me check on this. My mom, this person. I also can't figure out why she is suddenly so stingy to Jiao Zijin now. In the past, my mom was the type who would definitely spend 10 yuan to help Jiao Zijin buy new clothes, although there were only 10 yuan left in the house. Jiao Zijin would become the only one in our family of 4 who had new clothes to wear. Her mother was willing to give everything to Jiao Zijin. Jiao Zijin contracted uremia and needed a kidney. In the face of such a major surgery, her mother could also control the fear in her heart and was willing to give her kidney to Jiao Zijin. Now, Jiao Zijin only wanted to take a little sum of money from her mother.